Good evening. Welcome back to 102.7 Chop FM. We are the Nerds of the North. DJ Padawan here.
And DJ Bodobo.
What you just heard was a song performed by Doug Walker and Lindsay Ellis, otherwise known as the Nostalgia Critic and Nostalgia Chick, from their movie To Boldly Flee. That was called Distraction.
I've been dreading the day that you'd bring that track on this station.
It is a fantastic track. I don't know what you're talking about.
It gets stuck in your head too easily.
Yes, it is a fantastic movie. I definitely recommend checking these people out. To Boldly Flee came out under the production company of Channel Awesome. Give them a look, you'll definitely find them. So, movie news. We've actually got some this week. Movies are slowly coming back out. We have the fifth Bourne movie has been given a release date. It is set for August the 14th, 2015. I like how they're planning so far ahead now.
Yeah, it's weird to see that with like a lot of series, like the sequels and like the movies that you know are going to be a continued series, but like the Bourne series just will not die. It just keeps going.
Yeah, they change out the actor who's playing Bourne, and you're good to go.
You're good to go for another 4 movies.
Yes, this will have the same actor that was in Bourne Legacy. I've been told.
Yeah, I would guess that.
Also, given a release date, we have Mad Max Fury Road. It'll be releasing also in 2015. A lot of contention for Star Wars here.
Yeah, I would be surprised if a lot of companies go into the direct running, like the direct release date, like
the release window.
Yes. That's what I was looking for.
However, the director has stated that there will be no Mel Gibson cameo in this Mad Max film. I'm kind of happy about that. He was a lot younger when he was Mad Max, and I don't think it would fit in right now having the older Mel Gibson coming into the movie. Also, it has begun filming in Canada, over in Vancouver. The film adaptation of 50 Shades of Grey has begun its production.
You'd be surprised how many production companies bring their filming over into Canada.
Oh, there's a lot of them that do.
I believe it's for money purposes. It's cheaper to get permits and like venues to film their movies. But although at the same time, a lot of Canadian production people go down to the States, mainly like New York and like California for like just those views.
Yes.
But Toronto is even becoming like a major like filming location.
Well, it's Vancouver. You've got the fantastic mountain range of the Rockies.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, also released and revealed, we have the teaser trailer for Spider-Man, or The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and this reveals what the villains are going to be for this film. We have the Green Goblin and Electro.
Surprise!
Electro is going to be played by Jamie Foxx. I don't know who's playing the Green Goblin. It might be the son again.
That would be
the son of Norman Osborn.
Well, who's playing Spider-Man again? What's that actor's name?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I didn't see the Amazing Spider-Man.
Okay.
I fell off the Spider-Man bandwagon when they ruined Venom.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
You just had to do one thing, and I would have fully accepted Topher Grace playing Venom. When he and the symbiote are together, it's not I. There's never an I. Just once I wanted to hear, "We are Venom."
Yeah, true.
And I would have loved it. That would have made the movie. Thank you very much. You didn't put that one line in. Game over.
Game over. Out the door.
All right. There's a lot of limited releases coming out this week. There is one wide-scale release, and it is a Christian Bale film.
This is in theaters we're talking about?
Yes, wide release in theaters. We are looking at a film called Out of the Furnace. It's a gritty drama about just the hard time that this Christian Bale's character's life is having to go through, and how he's willing to do almost anything for family. Because his brother gets in trouble, and he goes to help his brother.
So I love how Christian Bale always gets these roles, and like, because honestly, I haven't seen any trailers for this one yet.
Me neither. I just saw the release information for it, and I'm like, oh, bring this one up.
And like him being a pretty big actor now, like obviously, like he's had a lot of like big movies, but at the same time, he has been in like a couple of smaller movies that you may not have heard of right away.
Yes.
But like I don't know, it's nice to see him doing those roles still, and he does them well.
So far, that's about it for what's coming out in theaters. We are a week away from the next epic adventure into Middle-earth.
Yeah, I hyped myself up before we got here. I watched another like teaser trailer. I don't know if it was a new one or not, but it showed a different scene, and yeah, it definitely got me more excited.
Yes, we will be going to see Hobbit.
Yes.
We're going to be seeing it release night, and it is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, can't wait.
I will put my blinders on so I don't get annoyed by Orlando Bloom, and I hopefully will then enjoy the movie.
I think they're, based on the trailer that I watched, obviously the scene where they're in the town and it's snowing, I don't know how, it definitely looked like it was meant to be 3D because you see these blurry snowflakes coming into
it's
shot.
guaranteed to be 3D because it's an HFR.
Yeah, but
high frame rate.
Hopefully they're getting better and better every time they shoot these things in 3D. Obviously, a lot of movies make specific scenes for 3D. They're like,
yes.
okay, this is a good chance to put a 3D scene in, and they try to make everything pop out even more.
Yeah, but the entire film is actually being filmed this way.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's got a bit more cohesive unity to it, and that's where it works.
See, honestly, I think it'd be interesting. Like, I'm gonna watch it in 3D. Like, for you though, like, I would recommend doing it like 3D first, because this one's probably one we'll see more than once.
I probably will bring my 3D glasses along, my 2D glasses along, but I'll watch it in 3D just to see.
Yeah.
And if it starts bothering me, well, I'll just switch glasses out halfway through the movie. It doesn't bother me one bit.
Yep.
All right, moving on to Blu-ray releases for this week. We have the Mortal Instruments City of Bones has come out on Blu-ray. Never did get around to seeing that in the theaters.
No.
It sounded and looked a little bit too much like Twilight for me, and that sent me running and screaming in the opposite direction. Smurfs 2 is out on Blu-ray. Another movie that sent me screaming in the opposite direction.
I seen the first one. I will have to admit, I did not want to see the second one.
No, I couldn't stomach it.
No.
The Jack Ryan collection has come out on Blu-ray. Now, I own this on DVD, and it is fantastic. These are the original Jack Ryan movies. Hunt for the Red October, Patriot Games, Clear and Present Danger, and Sum of All Fears.
What else does this have more than the DVD collection? Anything?
I didn't see too much in the way of additional special features. It just is a, here you go for you Blu-ray collectors, here's a release on Blu-ray for you.
Is this the first time all of them have been released on Blu-ray?
They've been out on Blu-ray individually.
Okay, yeah.
But this is the first time it's the packaged collection, to the best of my knowledge.
Okay.
Also, we have The Wolverine on Blu-ray. Now, this has a absolutely fantastic box set that came out with this. It's not just for the Wolverine. It is a box set collection for all 6 of the X-Men movies that are currently out.
You knew it was coming.
You knew it was coming, and I'm happy it did. So you've got your X-Men, X2, X-Men Last Stand, X-Men Origins Wolverine, X-Men First Class, and the Wolverine. All those coming out. There's a bonus Blu-ray with all kinds of special features on it. But what makes this collector's piece not only such a collector's item, but also so expensive for it being a collector's item, is the actual size replica of one of Wolverine's clenched fists with all 3 claws coming out. It is a huge piece. I had no idea how it's going to fit on my shelf. I don't know if I'm going to get it. It's going on my Christmas list, that's for sure.
Yeah, you know you're going to get it.
I know it's going on my Christmas list. I don't know if I'm going to buy it for sure. I already own some of these X-Men movies on Blu-ray.
Yeah, see, yeah, that makes sense, though.
But it might only be first class. And if it's only first class, well, then...
There you go.
That's a little bit of a different story there altogether.
You can give first class to me.
Yes, I always do give them away when I reboot.
Here you go. I don't need this.
Anything that you have in your way for movie news?
Yeah, there's a little bit of movie news. I picked this one up online because I did see when this was first launched on Kickstarter. Mm-hmm. A lot of people were sad when the Veronica Mars series ended on TV. There was way too many fans out there. They just couldn't let it go. The company behind it started a Kickstarter page, and their goal was to get $2 million, and they would start making a Veronica Mars movie. And in 1 month, it got to $5.7 million, with over 90,000 people donating money towards this.
Wow.
And that's pretty astonishing. Like, that just shows the power of, like, some people, they just want something so bad, and like the company will go out on Kickstarter, or I can't think of the other site right now, Indiegogo. That's
Indiegogo.
the name. So like, just to see that like success, especially for something so big as a movie. There have been many video games funded on Kickstarter. Like major like companies have put up their name and like get all this money, and they start making the game for the people that want it. So this is slated for the Kickstarter was launched in March 2013, and the movie is slated for a March 14th, 2014 release, exactly a year after it was funded. So I would imagine most of the original cast, obviously, the main actor is still going to be there. Trying to blank.
I've never seen the show, so I don't know.
Neither have I. I've seen clips here and there. It did look very interesting, but it's obviously one of those series that has a lot of fans.
Yes. For this, you're talking about all these Kickstarter things saving show series like this?
Yeah.
I wish this had been done for Firefly.
Actually, I'm pretty sure it was. I don't think it was attempted, but a lot of people wanted it. I believe I remember reading an article about the Veronica Mars, and they're like, "Bring back Firefly! Bring back Firefly!" Yeah. So I don't know.
It's only a half season. It's 14 episodes long. It went way too early. Way too early.
Did they finish? Did they kind of wrap it up at the end of the season at all? Like, did they give a hint that obviously it could continue? Or?
No, it just stopped hard.
Yeah?
Hard stop into a brick wall. The continuation was because fans rallied and demanded and screamed, and what we got was Serenity. And if you've never seen the reactions to this, you can find the videos still on YouTube of the first time the Serenity trailer was announced at, I think it was a Comic-Con, with all the Serenity cast out in front, and you would not believe the roar that this crowd gave. And it was left with Joss Whedon asking the question, "Do you want to see it again?"
That's pretty good.
Yeah, the fans for Firefly are so many out there. Like, there's an Ontario Browncoats League.
Oh, God.
There is.
I can imagine. Yeah. There's some hardcore fans
There's
out there.
some hardcore fans out there.
Another piece of news here. With the unfortunate death of Paul Walker, Universal Studios has halted production of Fast and Furious 7 indefinitely. It was slated for a July 11th, 2014 release. The studio is still looking for ways they can move forward with the movie. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they're going to be taking a break for a while, let everything settle, and then see what... Because honestly, a lot of the main scenes hadn't even been shot yet, so they're going to pretty much have to start over from scratch if they choose to continue. As me, personally, I was a Fast and Furious fan, like, from the beginning. When it got to Tokyo Drift, I went to the theater, I believe, and watched it. But I don't know, it gets old after a while. Like, I like cars, I'm a fan of cars. And when Paul passed away, I actually pulled out, like, Fast and Furious 2 and gave it a watch. Like, it was good fun to watch again. I think I have a collector's edition of the first two movies. Mm-hmm. I don't know, like, it's sad to see an actor pass away, especially while they're filming a movie.
It is. Like, I know there's so many more numerous cases of this actually happening. The most recent one that I can think of was actually the Heath Ledger incident.
Yeah, that was really bad.
The film that he was working on at the time, The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, how they finished that with every time he went into the Imaginarium, it would be a new actor playing Heath Ledger's character. it really, really worked because of that's how the movie was styled.
Yeah.
And it was great to see. Like, I'm happy that they were able to get it to work out that way.
Didn't they get Johnny Depp and
Johnny Depp,
I just read the article the other day too.
Jude Law.
Yep. There was another one.
I own the movie, and I can't find the third guy's face.
It's nice to see those guys step in. I'm sure they wanted to do it. Like, I'm sure like it didn't take a lot of pushing.
I don't think it was a lot of pushing at all. I think it was probably let's step up and let's do this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like when a situation like that comes up, I would imagine studios get a little jumpy and they start telling their actors, like, I'm sure there is more production companies out there that keep an eye on their actors while they're filming a movie and make sure they're not doing any crazy stunts or like unnecessary like risks, like outside shooting.
Yes.
I'll just mention this one just because I thought of it. The Michael Fassbender, while he was filming one of his latest movies, he mentioned this on Top Gear, which a lot of celebrities tend to come out on
Top Gear UK.
Top Gear UK, yes. I don't watch the US.
There's a big difference between all the shows, and Top Gear UK is the best.
Yes, it is. And Michael came out and said that he drove his motorcycle to the set one day, and the production crew was immediately like, "You drove here on a motorcycle?" And like he was driving from far away, and they're like, "Yeah, there'll be no more of that. We don't want like an unfortunate accident going on here." So yeah. Like it's understandable.
It definitely is understandable, but sometimes you don't live right nearby, and you got to do what you got to do.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a short, quick musical break here on our fantastic channel here, 102.7 Chop FM. Now, the musical break that we have for our nostalgia break it's all movie related. And as a special treat, all three of these songs are from the same movie.
And it is Disney.
It is a Disney film, or it was released by Disney. This is a film that is actually now hit 35 years of age. Fantastic film.
And you just picked up the...
I picked up the DVD or the Blu-ray edition of this, yes, because I love this film. It's a childhood favorite of mine. And it's unfortunate because, we've lost the mastermind behind this.
Yes, yeah.
And it happened a while. It happened back in the 90s, but his loss is still there. So as a small little tribute here to the fantastic work of Jim Henson, here is, from the original Muppet movie, The Rainbow Connection. And welcome back from the nostalgic break here on 102.7 Chop FM. Back to listening to Nerds of the North with DJ Padawan
and DJ Bonobo.
Okay, that was our tribute to the fantastic work of Jim Henson and Company. We started off the nostalgic break there with a song called The Rainbow Connection, sung by Kermit. Followed with Can You Picture That, performed by Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. Then, to finalize the nostalgic break there, we had Movin' Right Along with Kermit and Fozzie.
Some great tunes there.
Some fantastic tunes from an absolutely fantastic movie.
I actually love the just the music. Like I don't mind the vocals too bad. Like it's not as bad as I thought it would be.
They were well put together songs.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. And when you realize that these are voice performers having to sing in a voice that isn't their own, it plays out really, really well.
Kind of reminds me of the first song we listened to tonight.
Well, just a little bit. Can you see a theme?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit of a theme here tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's time for jumping over to the fantastic world of video games.
Yes, indeed.
And what do we have for us today, Bonobo?
Well, honestly, we're getting into that season.
We're getting into fourth quarter.
Well, yeah, like right before Christmas and soon after, there's not a lot of releases. It's kind of the period where companies come out and announce stuff and all the rumors start flowing around on what's coming out next year. The only major release that I have noted is Gran Turismo 6. Comes out this Friday on December 6th. I'm totally pumped for this game. It's one of the only reasons why I play my PS3. Like, it's the main attraction.
Finally, we get a game back to put Forza to shame.
Yeah. honestly, it's not that hard with this generation. Like Forza 3, Forza 3 was all right. Gran Turismo is still on top in my books. They know how to do a driving game right. Everything feels right. Like the amount of cars, the amount of tracks. Because I play with a force feedback steering wheel, the force feedback is perfect. They actually released a demo for Gran Turismo 6 like a few months ago.
Ooh.
And I tried it out then. It gives you Silverstone, which is a track they haven't had in Gran Turismo before. They do have it in Forza now. But it's, I don't know, I always wanted to play it because you always see the Top Gear host, the Top Gear UK host, driving around there every once in a while.
Yeah, Clarkson is always going on about Silverstone.
Yeah, it's one of Britain's only like historically like famous tracks. Like I'm sure there's a few, but that's one of the main ones.
Mm-hmm.
Another small thing I wrote down. I actually picked this game up on Steam. It was on sale. They had a huge I don't know, like Black Friday sale over the weekend on Steam.
If it was on Steam, wouldn't it be a Cyber Monday?
Well, it was between Friday and Monday.
Okay.
So it was
before
like
Cyber Monday.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know what they called it. They called it like a holiday special, whatever it was. But I picked up State of Decay, which is just another zombie game. I heard mixed things about it. It kind of felt like it wasn't like a finished, complete game. You can pick this game up on the Xbox Live Arcade, or I believe you can grab it on PSN as well. I decided to pick it up on PC. I can still use my Xbox controller on the PC, so that's what I've been doing.
Well, you've got to keep your laptop busy before it becomes self-aware.
Yes. Skynet will take over.
Skynet will activate.
But yeah, there's a new DLC for this game. It's $6.99. It's called State of Decay Breakdown. It just continues. I'm pretty sure it just turns the campaign into an unlimited infinity story where you can just keep going and keep going, and it just gets harder and harder as you continue.
Interesting.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. The game is kind of has an RPG feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
You talk to the other characters around you that you rescue or that you save, and you bring them back to your safe house. You can take followers with you. I don't know on the limit of how many people you can bring at once, but you can talk to them, tell them to come with you, help you out. So I don't know. It seems interesting. Another piece of news. Do you remember the 2DS?
Are you going to be talking about the fact that the 2DS is now being bundled with Pokemon X or Y?
Yes. But were you down at the store with me when we talked about this recently with Kevin?
I believe I was down there when we talked about I don't like the concept of the 2DS.
Yeah, the last time I was talking to him, though, he said they've actually been selling really well. He
said it felt really good in the hands.
Yeah. It was you that was there. I was trying to think if it was you or not. He says it actually is surprisingly comfortable. A lot of it's just been selling like hotcakes just because of the price point. It's
probably a less expensive system since they didn't have to include a hinge.
Yeah, but still, when I still think that all Nintendo handheld devices should be able to fit in your pocket. I just don't see, I understand,
Well, that one will fit in your pocket. Just wear cargos.
Yeah. See, yeah, I don't know. I can't see it being, I don't know. I'd have to keep it at home, and I always like having it in my pocket. But anyways, yeah.
Or a fanny pack. Bring those back out of the 90s.
Rock the early 90s. Yeah, but the 2DS is being bundled in North America. This is actually coming out on December 6th. Mm-hmm. But the one thing that's kind of bad about it is exclusive. There's 2 exclusives for Target and Toys R Us. Target gets the red 2DS with Pokemon X pre-installed, so you don't get a case, you don't get nothing like that for the game. You just have it already downloaded onto the system.
Mm-hmm.
And then Toys R Us gets the blue 2DS with the Pokemon Y already installed on it as well. That retails for $149. So I'm pretty sure, what's the standard one go for by itself? I believe it's $129. I believe is the 2DS by itself. I think so.
I'm not 100% sure.
So basically, I don't know.
You're getting it. Basically, it looks like you're getting the game for $10 off.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. Which I don't know if the system's selling well. Like I'm sure they'll sell a lot of these.
When you have a custom Pokemon DS, you don't need something else.
That was the thing. They were saying they should have put some cool art on it or something, because like if you want a Pokemon specific system, like obviously you want some cool art on it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Another thing I thought was funny about down at the store, Kevin only ordered one 2DS on release date, and because he thought nobody would go for it, but he ended up having to order a lot more. So when you go down there, there's quite a bit of them.
Yeah, he was assuming it was going to be like the Wii Mini.
Yeah, that was actually another thing I heard recently. Nintendo's not. They're predicting Nintendo's not going to meet their.
Yeah, it's the Nintendo's handhelds and the whole Pokemon generation for this Christmas is what's going to be saving Nintendo.
Yes,
because otherwise the Wii U's just it doesn't have the content out that is going to make the sales right now.
Yeah.
We're missing the Zelda. Yes, we've got Wind Waker in HD, but we're missing a new Zelda format.
Yeah.
We're missing the Mario Kart.
Yep. Yeah. I love how
I know they're coming next year.
Yeah, I love when they announce a system like that and they brag that Mario Kart is coming and all the main titles are coming back, which is kind of obvious to everybody.
Yeah,
but they announce it so far ahead of time.
You know how you do that? You want to hear a little bit of advice here, Nintendo. I'm sure you're not listening, but whatever, I'm going to say it. Your next console or system that you want to get out like this, and you're marketing it by saying, Mario's coming, Mario Kart's coming, Zelda's coming. Have them come as launch titles.
Yeah.
And you will destroy any sales record you have ever had in the past.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they've done it before, but it's been a while. Like, that's the thing. Like, it's...
Like, I bought my 64 as a combination package with Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I remember that. I'm pretty sure all the 64s were bundled with something.
Yes, they were all bundled with something.
And it was all usually major titles. Like,
yeah, I had a friend that had the green Donkey Kong system.
Yep. My friend has that.
That one was good because it came with the graphics upgrade chip.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd only got that if you bought Donkey Kong 64.
Yeah, I remember that.
And the graphics upgrade chip saved so many games. It actually made Pod Racer playable.
Man, I still have all my old N64 controllers in the basement, and the joysticks are so
loose.
So loose.
That's the reason I am not letting anybody touch my limited edition Pod Racer 64, because the controller that came in that is mint condition.
Well, you do know that you can bring any N64 controller down to Microplay, and they do have replacement joysticks in stock. Most of the time that I've seen them, and people come in with their old retro stuff, they actually have legitimate replacement joysticks, and they'll replace it for you. Obviously, you're going to have to pay for the joystick and maybe like a little bit of labor, but
the fact that you can still save your retro gaming skills, that is amazing.
Yeah,
yet another reason why Microplay Newmarket is the best video game store in this area.
Yeah, especially if you're a retro gamer at all.
If you're a retro gamer or you just want a good customer service experience,
yes,
they are the guys to go to.
Yep. Another little bit of sales news. The PS4, Sony has came out and announced that they have sold 2.1 million units worldwide.
Yeah, this is from the November release to December the 1st, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so when they first came out and said that they sold 1 million units in the first 24 hours, that was North America alone. It has since been released in Europe.
And according to those sales numbers, Europe and Australasia have made up 700,000 of that 2.1 million sales.
It is now the fastest selling console in Europe of all time.
Oh yeah, it blew away the other records.
Yep. Another bit of news that I have, Battlefield 4. The future DLC coming out for Battlefield 4 is likely to be delayed due to issues with the game that have been there since the game's release and since the most recent map pack that came out last night. The game is totally unplayable for a lot of users. I haven't experienced this myself yet. I haven't put the game in since the other day. So, but what I've been hearing, you can't handle getting online, especially with all the extra traffic on the servers. Due to the map pack, everybody gets attracted back to the game, obviously, when new maps are released.
And you flood the server can't compensate, and it's Diablo 3 all over again.
I know when the Xbox One first came out, I got Battlefield 2 days after release, and the servers were still packed. Like, it was a struggle to get online. You eventually did get online and you could play, but it's tough to see this happening again. But EA and DICE have came out and said that it is all hands on deck. They are stopping everything else, but they're resolving all the issues with Battlefield 4 first, and then proceeding forward. I believe this is even affecting the Battlefront game.
That's fine. The Battlefront game, from the best of the information I've been able to find, is they're going to time the release window to match Episode 7.
Yeah.
So they've got some time.
Yeah.
They can afford to spend a month. Hopefully it doesn't take them a month.
Yes.
But they can afford to take a month off of Battlefield, or a month off of Battlefront.
Yeah.
To fix Battlefield.
Yeah. Another thing, DICE, I don't know, man. Like, it's tough to see, like, a big game kind of go under like this, but EA apparently was the one who forced DICE to release the new map pack on schedule. If it was DICE's choice, they probably would have waited until it was complete, and DICE probably knew that it wasn't fully complete. EA had to provide their promise of releasing it on this date, so that's what they did, and now it created an even bigger issue. So it's kind of sad to see a company kind of just shove an unfinished product out the door.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this happened in other times, but eventually they're gonna get the game out. They're gonna get the game fixed. Everyone is gonna be able to play it and enjoy it. I wish no ill will against anybody who has these games and cannot enjoy it right now. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate when this happens to a product, especially with a franchise that you love and you've put a lot of goodwill and faith into.
Yeah.
You don't like to see this happen. Like, from my personal experience, I picked up Diablo 3 for PC when it first came out. Happened to score the Legendary Edition, which is nice. I'm glad I got that. But after getting it installed onto the computer, didn't matter too much to me because I had to come in and work the next day, and I actually had to work that weekend as well. I didn't get to play it for the first 3 days. I installed it, and I left it at that. I didn't play for 3 days. Those first 3 days, no one could log into the servers.
Yeah.
No one could get online to play the game. The auction house wasn't functioning. It was a horrendous launch for a game launch from Blizzard. That was a horrendous launch.
It's been like that for almost any Blizzard. Even the expansions for WoW, when the expansions first come out, it is hard. I'm pretty sure it is possible to get online, but it's hard. Like, you experience like crazy traffic on those servers.
Yeah. Well, everybody's trying to get on there first.
Yeah.
To get their new stuff first, and it's going to mess up the system.
And I can almost guarantee this is going to start happening with the console MMOs. Like
it potentially can. It's the curse of the MMO.
Yeah.
When something new comes out, it's not your current subscribers that you're going to be dealing with.
Yep.
It's the whole flood of new people who haven't been playing the game because they got bored with it that are coming back because something's new. I'm actually perfectly a case in point here because this week it says it's staggering launches, so depending on the area it might not come out this week, but this week is the beginning of the release of the next update expansion for Star Wars The Old Republic.
Yep.
Now, the previous expansion, the Hutt Cartel, is... I haven't picked that one up yet because it didn't really interest me that much. But in classic MMO update or MMO expansion fashion, you need to get all previous expansions before you get the new expansion. And this new expansion is pretty much all starfighters all the time.
Yeah, that's...
I apologize, I don't know what the expansion is specifically called.
Yeah, I forgot to write it down.
But it is offering 12-on-12 starfighter dogfights brand new customization options for your ship, a ground level experience boost. So when you're running around as your character on the planet's surface, you actually get a major experience boost, and it's pulled me back. I want to go buy a time card for the Christmas break.
This had to be done though, like for an MMO with the Star Wars name on it.
That is as good as the Old Republic is. I know it doesn't have endgame content that's very well set up right now.
Yeah.
The endgame does not match World of Warcraft. I completely understand that. I don't play these games for endgame content. I am the weird one in the MMO world. I could care less about endgame. I want the story.
Yeah.
I will play through the story. If my character reaches endgame, sure, I'll leave him on the system, but I'm starting a new character and I'm running the story from another point of view. And the story that's been brought out by BioWare for Star Wars The Old Republic is so engaging. It reminds me so much of not only just the Knights of the Old Republic games on the Xbox, but it's got the same draw into it that Mass Effect has. No surprise, they're both BioWare titles. Yeah, it's pulling me back in. The full cinematic cutscenes and with the voiceovers, it's so much better than here's your quest, read the text. Here's your quest, read the text. No, here's your quest, here's your story. Ah, right, I'm going to go and do this because I don't trust that character that I just saw.
I almost got sucked back into World of Warcraft recently.
Avoid World of Warcraft. You are joining me on the Christmas break for Star Wars.
I know, I've been putting it off. Like, they keep sending me emails. They're like, come back to World of Warcraft, we miss you. I'm like, no.
I'm starting up a smuggler for the Christmas break.
Yeah,
I'm gonna run it. It's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah. I do have another couple other things I can talk about here.
What do you got?
There was a product released. I've seen people do this personally, make their own kind of device, but I believe it was off of Kickstarter. It's called the Hipshot Red Dot Sight. It is an LED light with a suction cup behind it, and you put it on the crosshairs of whatever first-person shooter you are playing. You put it on your TV, so it obviously keeps your crosshair sight there at all times, even when you're not like holding the zoom in button or whatever it is. There was a website that tested this product. It sounds like such a silly idea. I know people that like rig their own. They get like a clear piece of tape and like put like a dot on it and just put it in the center of the screen, whatever it is. Some people use a dry erase marker and they put a mark right in the center of the screen. But the guy who was reviewing this, first of all, had trouble getting it to stick to the screen. So he honestly, he was reviewing it and he wanted to hate the product. He's like, this is just silly. Like, there's no use for this. When
you're reviewing something, go in unbiased.
Yeah, so like he kind of went in just hating on it right away. So he took like 10 minutes to get the thing actually set up properly, and then just made a short video of him playing Battlefield and just firing from the hip. And he honestly, I don't know if he's that good at first-person shooters or not, but like he just didn't make it seem like he was. Mm-hmm. And he just, I don't know, like it was just, honestly, if the product costs more than like $10, it is not worth it. So if you think that's going to give you an advantage at any point, you're better off making your own. And plus the main thing, having an LED light in the center of your screen the whole time, it makes you want to look at that red dot the whole time. Like, it kind of attracts you to that point.
Yeah, so you're not paying attention to what else is around you.
Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I do have kind of a funny. It can be funny, but it's not funny on this level. When you get to the next part of the story, a broadcaster on Twitch TV, which is a streaming website, you can stream video games and all that. A streamer called Swifty. I think he mainly plays World of Warcraft, and he broadcasts. He has a lot of viewers. Him and his friends have like a gaming house where it's just him and his buddies that live there, and they just have massive gaming equipment everywhere. Mm-hmm. And it's basically funded by all of his fans. Like, they just donate money and they buy more stuff for the gaming house. But anyways, over the last 2 days, or last 3 days, he's been pranked. The first was somebody started calling pizza deliveries to his house.
Wow, how far back into the 80s have we gone?
I know, this is like old school but new school twist going on here.
Mm-hmm.
But the unfortunate thing that I did notice, on his live stream page, below his donate button, there is his address. So he has listed his address on the main page just for people to like send him whatever. Like, I guess obviously you get free stuff when you're a little bit famous on the internet. People just send you products to test.
Do it properly.
Yes.
Do it through a membership system.
Yes.
When you're approved as a membership, because that gives you then protection to get rid of said member.
Yeah, I didn't notice this at first. I thought it was just these guys actually looked him up and just...
Use a P.O. box.
Yeah.
Go to a UPS store and set yourself up a P.O. box.
Yeah. So I believe there was 2 pizza calls at least in one day. I don't know what happened with those ones. I didn't watch the video. He actually has the videos recorded on his stream. So you could, if you want to check out somebody being pranked online... it's kind of funny, but if it happens to you, obviously not funny at all.
Yes.
It kind of takes a sick twist though, because the next day somebody called the cops to his house, saying that he was threatening them online with a weapon of some sort. So
that's just going too far.
See, that's going way too far. The first police officer that showed up on the first day, they explained the situation, like they're doing a live stream. They brought him into the room, like he was actually on camera for a second, and
and then told them to turn the camera off.
Well, he turned the camera away, like he turned it to the officer, and then he was just like, "Don't worry, like you're off now." And then so like this is all broadcasted, it's all recorded, so like you can check it out if you want. I would highly recommend not doing this to anybody, because I'm sure they could easily track who did this.
No, don't do this. When you're setting up a prank, there's good pranks and then there's bad pranks.
Yeah.
Bad pranks involve getting the law enforcement involved for no reason.
Yeah,
they don't smile about this. They get very, very mad.
No,
so don't do it.
I believe the first prank, the weapon thing wasn't brought up. I don't know what the situation was, why they called, like what they said to the police was going on, but the police officer showed up. He was really cool about it. He was gone within 5 minutes. He realized obviously somebody called and just like tried to get this guy in trouble. So he left right away. They were like laughing as they were talking about it going out the door. On the second day, however, like whoever called said that like this guy was threatening with a knife. So the police officer came in, searched the house, just kind of gave a look over everything, came back in, and actually had to bring the guy to the police station to fill out some reports. He wasn't under arrest, but he did have to leave and go to the police station and fill out some reports. So honestly, they did cause a little bit of damage. Like, they kind of pulled this guy out of his live stream, and which is obviously probably his job. That's how he gets his income. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. It just blows me away how people can do this. It's not a good use of police resources at all. It's kind of disappointing, like when you think about it. Like, obviously, these guys could be doing something better than taking prank calls from people.
Mm-hmm. Now, to bring it into a really funny note to leave you off here before we finish with our final song. A while ago, 2 of my friends and I, my friends shall remain nameless. I'm actually going to use names, but I'm going to change their names. We had gone to see a film. We actually had gone to see the new animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah.
Well, on our way back, we loved that movie, by the way. It was fantastic. We were super excited, and I'm to go up to my friend's place to stay for the night. So we were driving back from the theater. The plan was get to my place, get my stuff, and then head north to my buddy's place. So we weren't paying too much attention to what was behind us, and we had the music up, and we were talking and debating and going on about the movie, So we didn't actually realize that we were being flagged by a police officer to pull over. My buddy was speeding. Unfortunately, he was driving too fast. And where does he finally stop? Right in front of my house.
Perfect.
So the officer comes up and he's like, "Didn't you see me trying to stop you?" He's like, "No, sir, I'm really sorry." He's like, "Well, you didn't hear me?" He's like, "No, sir, we had our music on. We were very much debating a film that we had just seen." And he's like, "Oh, really? You're that much into the film that you just saw that you're talking about it, and you're not paying attention to what's behind you?" "Well, yeah, that is the truth." "Okay." Well, the officer looks at the driver's license, and he's wearing a Batman shirt. He looks at the driver in the car. He's wearing a Transformers shirt. He looks at our other friend in the front seat. He's wearing an anime shirt. He looks at me in the back seat, and I am wearing a Rooster Teeth red versus blue shirt with a funny logo and saying from the movie on it. And by this point, the backup officer arrives, thinking that we were running, and the cop just shakes his head, hands back the license, tells my buddy to slow down. Before we can do anything, we hear the officer outside the car. The backup officer asks, like, "What's going on? Is everything okay?" And this is too funny to even come up with as a lie. This is true. The officer just went, "Oh, no, it's okay. They're just excited. They just saw the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie." This is a car full of 30-year-olds who just went and saw a kids movie and are so excited about it that we didn't pay attention to our speedometer. It was a hilarious moment and an embarrassing moment, and now everyone knows it.
It's out there for all you to know.
It's out there for everyone to know. Well, this type of stuff happens when you're a nerd, especially when you fanboy over something, and with me, Ninja Turtles is only one small step below Star Wars. I love them. I love them so much. The original movies are fantastic. And I'm kind of dreading what Michael Bay is going to be doing to the new one, but it sounds good so far. So, this brings us to the end of our show here on this fantastic Wednesday evening. So, we're going to leave you with one song here. And this is a song. We're going to continue on with this is a real Disney song.
Yeah.
We kind of fooled you with the first three for the nostalgic break. This is a true Disney song. So, saying goodnight, this is DJ Padawan.
And this is DJ Bodobo.
Farewell from Nerds of the North on 102.7 Chop FM. Here is From the Lion King. I just can't wait to be king.
Leroy!